Hello, everyone, and welcome. If you are new to the channel, welcome back. If you love me, I love you too. All right, let's see. Spirit, please. What sign today? Saggy. All right, Sag. Let's see what other placements, planets might be significant for you, or if you're cross-watching. We've got Aquarius, the moon might be super important if you're an aqua moon, and first house. So maybe super significant if you are a Sag rising, right? If your Sag is in the first house. Sag gang, hell yeah. So Aquarius is also Uranus in the 11th house. The moon is also Cancer in the 4th house. The first house is also Aries, which is also Mars. So you could have any of those in relation to Saggy as well. Okay. The energy on the dice as is first house aqua moon. Aqua moons are known for being really, they get a rap for being really emotionally detached, right? Ghosts and not really deep, right? They don't like, it makes them uncomfortable talking about emotions. They prefer not to, but they feel at an incredibly deep level, which is essentially the high level, right? Aquarius being the high octave of the air signs. They feel on a more connected level. And I think a lot of the times aqua moons, especially if it's your first house of self, you love in a higher way, you feel in a higher way, and most people don't get it. After aqua moon comes Pisces moon, and Pisces moon can be a fucking train wreck. Not all of them are, but I promise you their issues with their mother run way deep in the subconscious, way deep. They love to drink. So aqua moon might literally be the last sane moon sign. I joke. But yeah, it's needing to really, and it could just be an archetypal energy that you embody regardless of placements, right? Regardless of houses or whatever. But it really is needing to emotionally check in with that higher octave, right? That might be the main message. So I thought I wanted to do a little something different based on the sign that got pulled. I'm going to look at just a quick current astrology. This is the current chart of the moment. And I'm just going to give you a brief rundown on what the fuck y'all might be going through. So Sag, you ain't got shit in your sign. Nothing. For the moment, Lilith is retrograded into Scorpio. She's hanging out with Juno, who's also retrograded. You are experiencing the challenges coming from the nodes being in Virgo and Pisces. Those square Sag's house. Which is just choice points, right? It's putting you at choice points, especially if you have, the moon is in Pisces right now. If you have a Pisces moon, you're having your lunar return today. We get a lunar return once a month. That's at 7 degrees as of right now, 7 degrees Pisces. But if you have placements in Sag in the last decan, especially between 25 and 29 degrees Sag, you're getting squares from Saturn with the North Node, right? You're getting squares from Saturn. Neptune's at 1 degree Aries. Like those squares still apply if you have late Sag placements. So you could be feeling like there's just too many restrictions, too many limitations, or too many roadblocks to what the hell you want to do. And maybe there's no clear way to achieve it either, you know, like there's no clear path either. So, you know, Neptune, it makes everything confusing. And you're like, why is this the experience? Like, why is this it? And there's all these blocks, and there's a lot of processes that come along with Saturn being at the anaretic degree of Pisces. It's not just the final degree of Pisces, it is the final degree of the whole astrological wheel, right? There's a lot culminating with that. A lot of people are at different choice points. And for Sag energy, who has things in late degrees, it's going to feel a lot harder. It's going to feel a lot harder. I mean, I understand that I have a Sag stellium, but my furthest out is 17 degrees. My Uranus is at 17 degrees. All my stuff's in the first decan of Sag and trailing in Scorpio. So I know I'm feeling that kind of energy, especially in the houses that they rule for me. But you could be feeling it even more intensely than that. And if that's true, like, I feel you. I feel you. You also got Jupiter and Gemini, right? You got Jupiter and Gemini opposing Sag still. It's at 25 degrees. That's in square to Saturn and the nodes right now. So, like, there's a lot to analyze, and maybe you don't even have all of the facts to analyze and draw a realistic and appropriate conclusion. You know, like, you might have many different directions that you want to take, but there's missing information all over the board, you know, or the information is in conflict, like the data, you know, is in conflict with what it is that your soul is pulled to. You know, Sag is that wanderlust. Wanderlust and wanderlust, you know, it's Sag doesn't like stagnating and not knowing what to do. It's like feeling like you're trapped in a cage and the door's wide open and you don't know where to go. So you just sit in the cage like, damn. You know, you're having a lot of different things come up, Sag. It's going to feel so nice once Jupiter gets out of that square, because you got to remember, like, you're Jupiter ruled, right? Sag is Jupiter ruled. It's also rules Pisces, which it's in square to its Saturn right now. It's going to continue when it gets into Cancer, feeling a little bit better because its worst position is in Gemini. Jupiter is the most unhappy in Gemini. So just the fact that your planet is leaving Gemini is going to feel so much better. And as Jupiter starts to break that square with Saturn through July, we're not going to actually get away from this energy until beginning, middle of July. I think that everything will just get easier. Like, if you watched the June all signs that I just did, I mean, nearly everybody got walloped. And seeing the pattern in all of the readings, having like two separate energies, first 2 weeks, last 2 weeks, I was like, well, what the fuck is going on in the middle of the month? I looked at the astrology for June, right? And I'm going to be doing a whole video on it. If you didn't catch the last video where I mentioned it, I am going to do a whole video on June's day-by-day breakdown with the astrology. I'm going to try and give everybody a heads up on it. But the peak energy, the most exact of Jupiter square Saturn and Neptune is going to happen around the 15th of June. And at the same time, the Uranus square Mars challenge is peaking at its most exact around the 15th. So we have these two major squares involving 5 different planets peaking at the same time in the middle of fucking June. And I was like, well, that explains it. That explains it. And you have to watch, because it was Sag that just got railed. You know, this mutable energy. Virgo is going to be in there. Virgo is going to be right in there with it. Just keep it in mind. You know, keep it in mind where we're at today. The best things benefiting Sag today are probably the self-healing that they've been going through with the sextile to Chiron, and really getting in touch with the fact that spirit is their defense system, right? Pallas, Athena, trine at 24 degrees Aqua. That's the best going on with Jupiter right now. So since there's nothing else in Sagittarius going on outside of your own natal placements, what is going on with Jupiter says a lot about where your energy is and how it's being affected by the things out there. And deep diving into the self is probably where you're best suited, especially if you are having revelations about things you have sacrificed yourself for, right? We talk about Chiron. It is that symbol of, well, I'm already suffering. I'm already suffering. So if I can help you not suffer, because you don't really deserve to suffer, your punishments in life were unjust. If I'm going to suffer anyway, maybe I could take your suffering from you, so at least one of us is happy, even if I'm suffering more. I was going to suffer anyway. That's Chiron, right? Because if you think about the mythos, Hercules, who Chiron taught and mentored, right? Taught him how to shoot a bow and everything. Hercules, or Odysseus, I forget which fucking mythos it was, but he shot Chiron with a poison arrow, right? He shot him with a poison arrow, and it should have been a fatal wound, but Chiron was immortal, and so he just was suffering, right? He couldn't die, but the poison was fatal, so he was in excruciating pain. And then the guy, was it Prometheus, who stole fire from Zeus, from Olympus? So this guy's getting his liver pecked out every fucking day, chained to a rock, right? And so because Hercules or Odysseus, whoever, felt bad for shooting Chiron, he had it in with Zeus and was like, listen, like, Chiron is suffering. And this guy who stole fire from you, like, maybe it wasn't such a bad thing. Like, he's been suffering for thousands of years. Can you let him off? And Zeus was like, absolutely fucking not. But, you know, he felt bad for Chiron and was like, fine. Let Prometheus off, and Chiron took his place and went through the same thing, right? The suffering was already in pain. He's getting his liver picked out now, while Prometheus was off the hook. His suffering was done. And at some point, and depending on the mythos, sometimes that's where it ends, and Chiron just suffers for all eternity on the rock. But other mythos say that at some point, Zeus showed mercy to Chiron and turned him into, you know, the stars, gave him the stars in the sky. And to have Chiron represented in as a luminary, right? I call it a luminary because it's broad. Some people call it a comet. Some people call it a dwarf planet. Other people are dead set on calling it an asteroid. Like, I don't care how you classify it. But to have a luminary with that type of archetypal embodiment, that you are seeing the data, right? Jupiter and Gemini, seeing the facts of yourself and how you sacrificed yourself for the happiness of other people. Because you were suffering and you just wanted someone to be happy. You didn't believe in your own happiness at the time. But you're realizing how necessary, right? The collective energy of Pallas, you're realizing how necessary it was to get you where you are now. Where you're not suffering now. Where you believe in your happiness and your peace being possible now. So that is probably the greatest benefit going on to Sag right now. Especially if you do have things around 25 degrees Sag, or even 14, 15 degrees Sag, right? If you have certain planets in orb of that, because Venus is also in Aries having that conversation. You know, if you have things at 1 degree Sag, you have Neptune in trine right now. That's deep healing on the subconscious level. That is finding forgiveness for yourself and other people who have hurt you, or that's the way you perceived their actions at the time. You know, you're seeing the benefit of it now. So Sag, I hope y'all like the little astrology bit before we got into the cards. You'll have to let me know if you want me to do that when we do the signs, if you want me to do like a quick current stars snapshot. All right, so let's see. For Sag and Aqua, Cancer, or Aries, right, with the dice. Okay. Lenormand. We're going to start with the fairy tale Lenormand. What is going on, Spirit, please? At this time. Oh, I love that. Reversed? Okay. Excellent. Excellent. And interesting. Did I say hi to you, Risa? Hey, Risa. My ADD forgot that fast if I did or didn't. I know I thought about it. I don't remember if I did or didn't. Oh, don't judge me. Okay. Clouds on the bottom, dog on top. We got the cross reversed, which is, you know, burdens and pain and suffering that's releasing, right? So we literally just talked about that in the astrology, right? We just talked about that. Comes out with the Rider, which is success, victory, good news, and being in this mindset of you can dress to impress. The book is about secrets, studies, and knowledge, and or secreted knowledge, right? Things that go beyond just a textbook or a recounting of events. You know, this is, it can be much deeper than that. It also came out with the Home, which is all about, you know, domesticity, safety, and feeling that place of sanctuary, right? The home is a peaceful haven. And we got the Fish, which is all about money, profit, resources, abundance. Hey. I don't think there's a Sag in here that would not be like, sign me up for that. Right. Now the dog on top is about trust, friends, loyalty, dependability. The bottom is the Clouds, and the Clouds is about confusion or sadness or depression. And we were talking about that too, right? Feeling like you don't necessarily know which way to go, and feeling like you're in a bird and trapped in a cage where the door's wide open. It's depressing and it's sad. Like, what do you mean? The door's wide open and I can't fly through it, you know, or I don't feel like I can leave it and it's open. Having friends, and I don't necessarily mean the friend that you immediately think of, right? Or the multiple friends you immediately think of. It's soul friends, right? We're talking Aquarian energy. It's the 11th house of friends, and it's soul family. It's people that are connected with us in soul. We are best friends in soul. And that best friend may have decided to make a cameo appearance in your life for a whole 3-minute flash and was out. And they're your best fucking soul friend. Like, they crossed your life in that 3 minutes and changed it forever, and it was for the best. That's a soul friend. Sometimes your best soul friend comes in like a flash and absolutely ruins your fucking life because you needed it in this life to grow. And they came in and threw that Hail Mary pass because you were on the verge of just fucking sleeping and suffering in your life. They threw a Hail Mary lesson. Came in for 3 minutes. Bang. Your whole life changed. You know, like, that's our soul fam. That's the essence of soul fam. Whether they're in your life for 3 minutes or 3 decades, you know, or 3 generations of soul family, like, it doesn't matter. You have people here present for you and are going to help facilitate this movement forward. You're tapping into some shit. And if you are focusing on that sanctuary that the self can create, right, that you can create in your life, you're going to attract some good shit. That Fish card, that is fucking money, honey. That is money. That's good. That's good. I know I want to visit fucking Sherry in Australia. I am dead set. I don't know how I'm going to pull it off at this point, but I'm dead set on figuring out a way to go visit her down there. Let's pull Where's my Kipper deck? Is it out here? I don't think my Kipper's out here. Give me a second. I just thought of my Kipper deck. I gotta go grab it. I think I'm losing my mind, guys. I didn't find my Kipper deck, but I absolutely found the deck I'm going to use as guidance at the end. That I definitely found. It's just weird because I know, well, I mean, y'all know I just moved all of my shit from my room out here, and so things are everywhere. But usually it's in one place or the other. And it is in neither right now. So I'm like, all right, you know, it is what it is. Let's put that up there for you guys. Give you some Vajra energy. All right. That we're going to hold off on. And we're going to use tarot. Okay. Here we go. So that's the vibe, right? That's the vibe. Fairy Tale Lenormand. That deck is the vibe. What are the energies involved? What are the energies involved? Hey, fucker, how you doing? What are the energies involved? Oh, okay. Don't be shy, Spirit. My gosh. Bottom of the deck is the Crows. Top's the Inquisitor. That's interesting because the hidden truth, I mean, the name is pretty explanatory, but the Inquisitor only deals with the truth. Will hunt out the truth. And the Crows are chaotic. Why did I pick that up? This deck is going to be opened. We will open that deck. Let me read these for you. Okay. The bottom of the deck is the Crows. The Crows is neutral evil and are a dangerous bunch who indicate violent taking of that which is loved. When the Crows appear, murder, theft, or other shocking loss occurs. Mind you, we're speaking in D&D terms. Okay, this is a Dungeons and Dragons deck. So is it really M-U-R-D-E-R? We're not Red Rum anybody over here, okay? But it's a very chaotic energy, right? It's neutral evil, that's alignment. But when the Crows come through, like, it's a violent taking of that which is loved. Shocking loss, right? Shocks. That's the bottom. And here's the thing with the Inquisitor, right? The Inquisitor is all about, it's lawful neutral. It accepts nothing save the truth. He represents immutable reality, that which cannot be fooled or swayed in any way. To attempt to go against this unchangeable object, person, or idea is to court disaster. It is exactly what it is, accepts nothing but the truth. Immutable means unchanging, right? Fixed reality, order, cannot be fooled or swayed. And someone out here is the hidden truth, and there's fucking crows on the bottom, you know, like, that's a situation. That's a situation. Thank you, Risa. I appreciate that so much, because I forget all the time. Thank you. I forget all the time. So the hidden truth, okay? The hidden truth is lawful good. It symbolizes the ability to see past the obvious and the banal to a greater truth within. Sometimes this discovery is an esoteric one, and sometimes it is a literal find, such as an item within a room. Regardless, it is a card with the power to reveal secrets. It's interesting. It's talking about literally finding an item within a room. I couldn't find my Kipper deck. I did find the notes from the universe on love and connection, and I found this in my room earlier. It was sitting on my nightstand, and I had, you know, since I've been hanging out here, spending so much time out here, I totally just haven't laid eyes on it, like, and paid attention to it in forever. So, you know, you might find something like a vajra or a crystal or a symbol or something like a mandala or something pretty or something that triggers a memory regardless of what it is, you know, that reminds you of your power or your strength or how far you've come, you know, things like that. It's an esoteric finding. And we were talking about all of that Chiron connection, right? All the Chiron connection, all that healing going on. It's a greater truth. Makes me wonder if the dramatics of these two energies, like the top and bottom of the deck, the crows and the Inquisitor, if they were tuned down to like Earth level instead of D&D level, like excitement and extreme. I wonder if this is more of a facet of your own personality coming through. You know, if the hidden truth and all of this is a mirror. We're going to get to the last card in a minute, which was why I was like, okay, Spirit, don't be shy. You know, because the last card out here is lost. It's the lost card. And I think that you may really only care about the truth. And if people are not in alignment with that, or cannot understand that, you might come in, like we were just, I don't believe in coincidences, talking about being in someone's life for 3 minutes. You know, it doesn't have to be some long thing, but it could be like the flash that happens and the light bulb goes off when you start to put all of these different pieces together. You know, like the violent removal, theft or loss, like it could just simply be how people view their relationship to you. Maybe you've ripped yourself violently from their experience. Violently meaning seemingly careless or reckless. You know, if we're taking it like down a couple notches, it just might be, they might perceive you as careless or reckless. Like, how could you hurt me like that? You know what I mean? How could you leave? And it's like, because I had a revelation one day, I tapped into some hidden truth, right? Being the Inquisitor and searching for truth. And that's what I believe in, is the truth and nothing but the truth. Like, it is what it is. And you found some esoteric truth. And all of a sudden you can't look at people the same anymore because you are so far removed, you know, from where they're at. Like, you feel like talking to them, you're in like a twilight zone almost, you know, even if you've known them forever. You've tapped into something. The lost is probably who you're dealing with, obviously, because I just went on a whole fucking, literally like a whole 5-minute tangent on that. So the lost That's not your energy. But it's a reflection of maybe where you've been and maybe what you're letting go of, which is why this is coming up. You know what I mean? The lost is a chaotic evil energy. It's the opposite of lawful good, right? And the hidden truth, let me go back, was lawful good. Yeah. So it's the opposite of you, right? It's the opposite of you. The lost is the card of emptiness and loss of identity. The 𝐷𝐿 shown is forever mad, lost in a world of lunatics, insane asylums, and mass unalivers. For those under its influence, the world makes no sense. It evokes times where all is babble, as when meeting someone who speaks only in another tongue. And they don't understand you either. They do not understand you either. They don't know who they are. See, you're deep diving into a path of self-discovery. You're looking within and actually seeing what you're meant to be seeing. Like you've got the huge fucking nut of shit and actually are able to start pulling the knot apart and untangling it. Other people are like, I haven't even found the knot yet. I didn't even know I was supposed to be looking for one. I didn't even know that me being fucked up in this way or that way was causing all this bullshit in my life and I can choose different. Like, I didn't know. I've been this way just as who I am. I do what I want. Like, I don't think, you know what I mean? Like, you've got somebody who doesn't even know who they are. They're drifting through the world trying to figure out how to get through life and not realizing that the path is through themselves. This is where you guys are meeting in this energy, right? You're seeing quite literally where you were, and they're seeing where they could be, right? Where past and future meet in the present. Where past and future meet in the present. This is what is going on with you two guys here, right? So let's I got two different decks. I got the Wild Unknown and I've got the Prism, not Prismavision, Prism Tarot. This one. Yeah, Martyr. Yeah, it's been rough. Y'all know me and my channel, and if you are in fact subscribed, I have videos, old videos, where my hair is absolutely dreadful. You think it's rough now? If you have an opinion about my hair and think it's rough now, you should have seen me about 2 years ago when it was bright fucking yellow and I was bleaching the shit out of it. Those old videos are airing, and they're premiering on Mondays, pretty much. They're premiering on Mondays as a reflection as we go through the North Node in Pisces, right? A reflection of a cycle with all of these endings and stuff as a final, one more time, let's address these things as we're meeting the same dates, right? That they were posted last year. And I do name drop, like first name drop. I don't like drop, but I get really personal with those messages and how I was processing through them at the time, because they were all members only videos. And now fast forward 1.5 years, 2 years later, we're going through this process, and I'm allowing them to replay publicly for everybody, because this is a final moment in evolution of consciousness. We're reaching a milestone marker with all these shifts, and if you're going to move forward and make the best of it, like, I want you guys to have the best pour from my soul real that I can possibly give you guys. So I think you guys only get the notifications if you're subscribed, though, and you'd have to have it set to all, otherwise YouTube's going to pick and choose. But yeah, shout out to all my members, especially if they're still members and they're Pineapple patrons. I love y'all. Y'all support me so much. Your love is amazing. Let's see what's going on with the hidden truth. We're going to pull those 2 separate decks for each of these characters to kind of gauge where each of them is, and then we'll pull like combo cards to see why it matters, right? Going through this, like, what's the point of it? What is going on with the hidden truth, right? Person number 1. Okay, it is upright. So we got the Page of Cups in the reverse. The Chariot. Lots of water First two cards, all water. The moon and the Oracle of Clouds, which is the Queen of Swords. Give me two more. Really, Prince of Cups and Queen of Swords. Shout out to Kristen. That literal combination came out in the exact same spot earlier when I did a private reading for her. That's so fucking cool. Kristen, there's a sync for you. I know this reading is for you. I know it is. There's way too much. And we got the Oracle of Lightning, which is the Queen of Wands in the reverse. And we got the Magician on the moon. Two of Raindrops on the bottom. Partnership. 10 of Gems, which is the 10 of Coins on top. Two of Cups and 10 of Coins. Top and bottom. So whatever you're doing it right. Okay? You're doing it right. Jupiter Gemini might be winning out a little bit. So if you're in, if you're not as charming, because Sag can be charming. They're not always charming. Sometimes they're the complete opposite of charming. But paired with the Oracle of Clouds or the Queen of Swords, your communications might come through quite clear and not necessarily with the best choice of words. Maybe you could have said it prettier. Maybe you could have said it prettier. But I think if you're going to move forward, it's because you are determined to move forward in that direction. That is no doubt the choice that you want to make. If you're not determined to head in that direction and it's not a fuck yeah, right? If it's not a fuck yeah, it's a fuck no. Sag is of that mindset. If it is not a fuck yeah, damn it, I'm not moving forward. The only way you're getting me to throw momentum behind anything is if I feel pulled and determined to it, right? And so Sag starts going in. I say Sag, but hidden truth, right? Starts going in. The moon in this deck is shadow work. It's shadow work. Pair that up with the Magician, and you might as well got Goddess Kali sitting with you. You know what I mean? Like, you're not pulling any punches. Whoever person number one is not pulling any punches. They have certain goals. They're communicating clearly about it. They're not necessarily considering anybody else's feelings while they're communicating it. Maybe that's the not so charming part. They're not taking somebody into consideration. It's not so much, what do we want to do? It's this is what I want to do. We can do this together this way, or we can do it together that way, or you can do your own thing because this is what I am determined to do or want to do. This is what I feel guided to do. This is what I do want. This is what I don't want. Are we in alignment or not? Like, it's very clear. It's very clear. But it's not necessarily fluffy. Because Sag knows, right? We're talking about Sag. Knows. Sag knows. Let's get some insight into, you're manifesting some stuff subliminally. If you're on that path to light and are diving for light, if you think about that card, it's my Sacred Rebels deck by Alana Fairchild. There's a card in there called Diving for Light. And it's just like that. There's treasure down there. There is. It's like you're going to find every last coin, gem, jewel that you can find because it's all a part of your value and you deserve to have it all. Like you're going down in your depths and refusing to come back up without all of yourself. All of the value you could possibly get, you're going to find it because you don't want to go back. Right? You don't want to go back. Like, listen, I'm down here now. I'm in this shit now. It's fucking cold. I'm under a lot of pressure. I just want to find all of this shit. I'll double check everything and be thorough, but I ain't coming back down here. I know, I love you too. I'm talking about bald. I was crying. I teared up today in the replay of the weekly duality report from this week. I looked back at myself and I was like, I fucking love you so much. I did. I rewatched myself and I was like, I fucking love you. Like, because even I was talking to myself, you know, and I just remember where I went with it. And I was just like, I was in such appreciation that I just let myself be that with you guys, you know, like, and I needed the damn reminder myself of feelings, right? We dig deep is what we're talking about. I mean, we are Sag gang all the way. All the way. Where did that card? I did not catch. Did a card fly out or did it just like pop in my hand? Did y'all catch that? So crazy. I could have sworn a card went flying over my head. I don't know. We're going to roll with that. If it's lost, well. Spirit's got humor. We've got the King of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. Clarities, please. Two of Wands reversed. Nine of Swords sideways. Daughter of Swords reversed. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Coin. Ooh. Top is the Son of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands with the Eight of Wands. That wanted to be shown. Okay, so this person might be lost, but they are receiving downloads from Spirit to kind of purge by fire. Like, whoever this other person is, they're getting pulled into the fire. I mean, King of Wands was the first card out for them. I got multiple nines out here. 7, 8, 9 might be significant, right? Preceding numbers, and I got double twos for them. I feel like this person's energy, because they're at a crossroads, okay? The Two of Coins, just like all the twos, is a crossroads. It's a choice point. Under that is the Fool. Under that is the Chariot. Under the Chariot is the Star. And then we got Justice. What? Like, look at that. We got Justice, the Star, the Chariot, and the Fool. 4 major arcana. With the Eight of Cups under that. And the Six of Cups under that. The Ace of Swords, Father of Cups. This person may have had distractions that they cared deeply about. Started a whole beginning. Ace of Pentacles. Magnetically drawn. 4 of Wands. Into the dark. The secrets of the High Priestess to pour love. Ace of Cups. All that effort. Eight of Coins. To the Mother of Cups, right? The King to the Queen of Cups, only to end up here with the Three of Swords. having to defend themselves, the Seven of Wands. And they're trying to move forward into something calmer. They're trying to communicate. They're trying to have it reinvent, but someone is undermining them, including the person that they're dealing with. Might even be especially if they're in a committed dynamic. Wheel of Fortune, Four of Swords. Yeah. They're torn. They do feel lost. They might have defined themselves through the role or the title and the obligations that those titles and labels put on them. Like they might have really tied themselves to a role for someone. And now that that's shaky or on the rocks or whatever, they don't know how to define themselves anymore. Like, who am I? If I'm not what I thought I was, right? If I was magnetically drawn to this, I poured my everything to it, all of this love, all of this effort, right? All of it, magnetically drawn into the unknown, poured. And it's not who I am or what I'm meant to be. Like, then what am I? What am I supposed to be? It's like this person doesn't know who they are without a quote-unquote job. Their purpose is defined through other people. They don't know who they are authentically and what their authentic purpose is. They define it through the role they play for other people. The first person, the hidden truth, is the complete opposite of that, right? We were talking about that. They're complete opposites. The hidden truth, person number one, probably can't fit into any given role and play a role. They're like, I do not compute. I cannot relate to how you think that's okay. You know, like being an NPC, right? Non-player character, like, no. Like the hidden truth person, like they're the creators of the world and they're digging in there. They know they're the creator. That's why they're digging. They need to figure out how to fine-tune their ability to create. So they're digging. They know they're the creator. The other person wants to be an NPC. That's all they know. They want to be the best NPC there is. They want to live the happily ever after story in the game of all the different characters. They want to be that side quest. That someone who is a main character, right? Main character gets to witness as a part of the story. But they fit into the background of the story. Like they were just a side quest. This person doesn't know they can wake up. So they're literally just shooting for the best NPC life they can have. With the Father of Wands, with the Two of Wands reversed, like they have all this drive and willpower and nowhere to put it. They're like, I don't even know where to put all this willpower, right? Definitely lost. I have all of this that I'm capable of giving and have no idea what I should be giving it to. I have all of this power, right? All of this capability, and I have no idea where to put it, who to give it to. Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Swords reverse, like they're not seeing the results they want wherever they're at, and they're tinkering on that edge of losing their fucking mind. Because I think the reality is they know, and it's sinking in, they might not be moving forward with somebody. And that's what they've defined themselves around. You know, it's a great example would be a husband or a wife, and you have children and you work and you've been together for years, and all of a sudden you're realizing your partner, you don't even know who the fuck they are. Because everything you've invested, you're like, why is it not making progress the way it should be? Why am I not getting the return that I should be? Why is it not the experience, the fairy tale that I dreamed of? You know, like, why is it not those things? Like, aren't NPCs playing along to a certain script? Like, if I do this, aren't you supposed to do this? Like, isn't that the script that we're supposed to play? I go to work and make money, and I come home and you smile and say, honey, I'm glad you're home, and you have dinner ready. Like, isn't that the way it's supposed to be? You're supposed to love me. We're not supposed to argue. You're not supposed to be bored with me. Like, this person wants they want the NPC script. But the reality is, no one is an NPC. No one. No one. No one. People just play that role real well sometimes. Their astrological chart sets them up to be seemingly perfect NPCs, but they're not. They're still the controller of their life. That goes for everybody. This person thinks that the Truman Show is ideal. Like, they would be like, oh, absolutely fucking not. No, but it's the truth though. If you think about what they expect from people in life, you'd be like, you want the Truman Show. You'd be like, no, I would never do that. That's crazy. The Truman Show was this or that, and he was trapped in there, and, everybody was fake with him. Yeah, but that's your expectations of people based off your actions. This person doesn't realize they're going to be single. Or they're trying to avoid it like the plague. Because the Nine of Pentacles is out here after all that. It comes out with the Daughter of Swords reversed. They don't get it. They don't understand. The Daughter of Swords, the Page of Swords, is beginner's mind. They don't have it. They don't understand why they're single again. They lost their identity. I'm not who I thought I was, being defined by the role I filled for this person. So now I don't know who I am. I'm lost. That could be a person that jumps from relationship to relationship because that lost feeling is so uncomfortable. They will throw themselves into a new role and make it work. Y'all know people like that? Can't stay single. Why are y'all two together? Like, why is this all significant as far as like present day? What is going on? How is it connected? This is the field tarot. What is the connection between these two? What is going on, like, real time, that it's significant to connecting these two? Well, your sacred soulmates, you might have history with each other. Even if you are or not in communication right now, it doesn't matter. You have history with each other, with the Six of Cups out first, Two of Cups out second. You had what is more likely a romantic connection with this person. Still doesn't have to be, but it seems romantic. You guys might have actually planned a future together yourselves. Two of Wands is out here as well. You might have had a future planned with this person at one point. Yeah, the Queen of Discs. She's very preggers in this deck. Yeah, I think at some point I think at some point. You know what? Let me get the cards out because I know what I'm thinking. Spirit can confirm it for me. The Empress. There may be kids involved, whether you share them or they were just involved. There's communications coming through, like downloads, not actual communication between the two of you. Because you guys are connected from past lives and your energies are kind of entangled, right? Like quantum entanglement a little bit. You pick up on different changes in their energy field and vice versa. Two of Cups, clarified by Judgment. There's two queens out here now. I had a feeling. Yeah, the Lovers card. King of Wands, Ten of Cups. So at some point, if we want to get specific in this history, between you and someone else, they were probably already moving forward down a path with you and felt like they were failing as a leader to someone else that they may have had children with or where children were an important part of their relationship, and ended up making the communication that they were going to drop the 10 of Cups or drop the dream that they were planning, and moved on Empress with the Lovers and chose a partner, but it put them in shadow. It's almost like their purpose was greater with this person. Their role was more demanding, right? Like this second person needed more help than you did. It just made more sense. Like for someone who bases their value off of the role they play, oh, what is more honorable, right? What's more honorable? What gives you a better reputation, right? What makes you look better? Well, I love these two women. One is, a beautiful Queen of Swords, and the other one is a very pregnant Queen of Discs. And well, I'll get more praise if I step up as the good parent and take care of the woman who is pregnant, right? It's more respectable. It's more honorable. I gain more clout or whatever with the people that I'm trying to associate with, as opposed to, what would happen to my reputation and my value if I, shunned this situation and went after this one. Like this is somebody who weighed reputation. That was a factor. How people would perceive them or judge them was a factor. But they might not have been cut out to be the leader that Queen of Discs really needed. There was a whole plan to move forward, and then someone else came in the picture and it stopped. And it seems like they got everything, right? The Empress, the Lovers, everything. What was going on before got dropped. Take it a layer deeper. Take it even deeper. This is the Vice Versa Tarot. Yeah, there was forward movement. It was plans. The Six of Swords in the back face. It's nighttime. It was being talked about. You were the Empress. Now the Empress is here. That's where it is. You were in that Empress energy. Yeah, the Nine of Cups. That was the plan. Where did that come from? The Nine of Cups. That card don't even belong in this deck. It's a fucking Harrow card. Tyrant. And if you look at that Nine of Cups, look how smug that motherfucker is. Look at that. Yeah, he wanted control. He was planning out this future and wished for control. And ended up locked in. The Devil on the Queen of Discs, right? The Devil on the Queen of Discs. To be fair, this Queen of Discs might have had a fucking temper. They might have also had some serious chemistry. Like toxic addiction to each other chemistry. Might be how she ended up getting knocked up. If that is the case. Right? Unhealthy attachment. And when we release, right, that Princess of Swords with the Ten of Cups reverse, we got the Death card. The Page of Cups again, but it's back face and in reverse, which means I'm not sorry and I'm not looking back. I'm not changing Nine of Coins reversed, Hermit reversed. Like, they're like, I'm not going to be single. I'm not doing the healing. I'm not changing. I'm not fucking sorry. They moved forward and completely fucking left whoever it was in the dust. They left you in the dust like you never existed. They carried on about their life like meeting you didn't fucking change them. Like you didn't matter at all. They treated you that way. Little did they know. That's Sag. It's Temperance with the 10 of Coins. That's the 10 of Coins right there. You're out there, 10 of Coins. 10 of Coins. Ace of Coins is on the bottom of this deck. Hell, I got the 9 of Coins on the bottom of this one with the 10 under that. Your value, you have outdone yourself. Your value, you have outdone yourself. And this person responded to your light that way. That way. That's what's connecting these two. It's significant. You dove deep, completely, like violently ripped away from this person's life. They went in a completely different direction and acted like you didn't exist and had no effect on them. Like they never gave you a second thought or some shit. Is that true? Light is yes, shadow is no. Is that true? No, it's not fucking true. Double no, it's not true. They don't not think of you. They think of you every fucking day, probably. Brutish and negative self-talk. They beat themselves up over it now. They beat themselves over it now. They know you're authentic. That's the light on the top. You were affectionate. You were affectionate. You listened to them. You corrected your mistakes. You were receptive. You were reliable. Financially, you were reliable. They could depend on you. They didn't need to ask you for anything, and they didn't need to worry about you taking care of whatever you needed to take care of. Long-term, goal-oriented, caring. What's the best possible future? Of the many paths, what is the best possible path, right? The highest path for you, the viewer. What is the best possible path? What does that best outcome look like? Give us a glimpse. And specifically in regards to like the two of y'all. I got the 9 of Pentacles and the 5 of Wands in the reverse. I feel like whoever this person was, the best possible path you can take in regards to them is understanding you are not alone. And they came through for a reason. They did. Because otherwise, you might have stumbled into your own lost black hole by making them your purpose. That you defined yourself through your love for them and the role you played for them. You are subject to losing yourself the same way that they subject themselves to losing themselves with whoever they went towards. You are not alone in this spiritual journey. We have beautiful players in the world that help us in our missions, right? Our personal missions here, the facets of spirit that we are. The best path is to not be at war with yourself. To not be at war with yourself or your value. It was all for the intent and purpose of learning. You know, I think we started this live talking about it, and or I mentioned it to Kristen, because at this point I don't know. But there was I talked about the 12th house. Might have been the date I was on today. I was talking astrology a little bit with him today. But we were talking about meeting people for just a flash, or people that, you know, are significant. And sometimes our earth angels, hell, it might have been yesterday. I don't even know. I give so many messages out. Jeez. But not all angels are light and fluffy and let me sing you a lullaby and protect you from the shadow. You know, some angels stood by and sat back and even helped God reset the world with the great flood. You know, if you want to think about biblical myth, like, the angels are obedient, period. They're obedient, period. And if God were to order one of his angels in the highest good, right? In your highest good, to absolutely drop a fucking train wreck of a dumpster fire experience in your life for your highest good, angel's going to be obedient. This person might be your angel. And vice versa. It's about finding gratitude and not being frustrated with the process, because that 5 of Wands is inner conflict and it's in reverse. So Spirit's telling you, like, the best path you could do is remember you're not alone in this, and to find comfort. To find comfort in knowing that you will never go so far off your highest path that Spirit won't love you enough to throw you a curveball. That this angel wouldn't come back into your life, because they would, to be that rain of fucking hailfire, you know, like they will. You went so far off route, I guarantee you would align with their lost energy, because that's where you would be. The thing is, I don't think you're even capable of going back to that lost energy. Truly, I don't. And so looking at it that way, that it is the best, that it happened exactly the way that it did, and it's divine, it's probably the best perspective you could take with you moving forward, and just go live your best life, you know, from there with your new energy and what you've learned. What is the guidance, please, Spirit, from the notes of from the universe on love and connection? I feel like there's at least one more, maybe 2. Yeah, same, Risa. We can all be beautiful, shiny gems together and light that shit up. I don't want anybody dimmer than me, you know, or or at least who isn't willing to shine as bright. Shit, let's fucking go. Yeah, you glow, we beam. Thanks. You glow, we beam. Thanks. It says, in case anyone should ask, your heart isn't so large because of your wings. It's your wings that are so large because of your heart. Sometimes loving so much can be pretty heavy. Thanks for all you've shared. The universe. P.S. It's just another one of those nutty body algorithm things. Spirit knows. Spirit knows how much you gave. That might be why you are the way you are now, right? Unless you're not like 100% fuck yeah, you ain't going forward in nothing. You'd rather dig in shadow work. You've given so much love. Spirit knows. Spirit knows. It says forgive. Simple. Yeah, loving heart is heavy. It is heavy. It can be. It can be really heavy, especially if you're pouring love into somebody who is not ready to pour back. And you get drained real quick, right? Yeah, forgive. It says, of course, anger can always be justified, but then so can forgiveness. Just depends on how much more you want from the adventure. Go for gobs, the universe. Yeah, you can always justify your anger, but then again, you can always justify forgiveness too. So it's always a choice. You don't have to be angry. You can choose to forgive. You can. And just because we forgive doesn't mean we reinvite. It's like, I forgive, but that's okay. There's no continuation. Like, thank you for the closure. I hope the closure serves you well. Doesn't have to continue, though. You can always forgive. Why would you stay angry and bitter, right? Why would you keep the 5 of Wands in the upright? Why would you? You glow. You're the Empress, right? You're the Empress. You don't need to be with anybody to remind you of that. You just need to look in the mirror and remember how loved you are. How loved you are. You can't fuck life up. Life can feel fucked up, but you cannot fuck life up. You have an infinite and undetermined amount of lifetimes and an infinite and undetermined amount of time to do it in. You have all the experience in the world, in every time, space, and dimension possible, to just fucking experience things and figure out what you like best. And if I like this is the vibration I can be in to achieve it. If I like feeling shitty, well, all I got to do is blame other people, lie a little bit, and, pretty much push out the people that I know love me, because I want to suffer. That's easy. You can choose that your whole life. That's what you want to choose. Or you'd be like, you know what, I want this, which requires me to learn something different. It requires a higher vibration, which means I got to forgive myself for all my low shit. I got to forgive other people for all their low shit. I got to start opening up to the idea that it was not by mistake, but divine design. And that I signed up. It's just as easy. Yeah. The only way is through. Yeah, the only way is through, or don't. Amen, Lala. Amen. The only way out is through. Or don't. That's fine. But that's essentially what this person did. That's what they did. They completely shut down. They said, no, I don't want to heal. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I'm going to move forward with this. And I'm going to pretend like you never fucking existed. And that's what you're going to say. But this person does, in fact, think about you every day. They kick themselves in the ass for the choice that they made. But they made their bed and they're laying in it. And you're like, I hope the bed is comfy. At least I hope it's comfy. If you got to sleep in it every day and wake up in it every day, at least I hope it's comfortable. That's the mindset, right? Of person number 1 towards person number 2. I hope the bed is comfortable. I'm glad I had the experience, because I don't know what I would do if I ended up like you. Not healing, not doing this, not being, not waking up and being asleep and becoming an NPC. Like, I don't know what I would do if I was stuck in that every day. Like, some main character energy comes along and just talks to me for a little bit, and I feel important for 2 seconds, and then they're gone, and then I'm just waiting. For the next person to talk to me and make me feel special, or who needs my skill of expertise. And we get to have the same conversation over and over again with different people. right? Like if you think about video games, like there's a drop-down menu. You talk to NPCs, there's a drop-down menu. What do you want to talk to them about? They have certain responses. They have a backstory that they repeat to everybody. You know? They don't have any importance without a main character player to talk to them. They serve no purpose whatsoever. Without the main character, right? The player, there is no game. There is no game. The game is in the experience. The console is not the game. The downloaded file is not the game. The controller is not the game. The game is the choices you make immersed in it. That's it. Don't ever apologize for being main character energy, and don't ever feel like you were less than because someone decided they wanted to be an NPC. What's his fucking name in The Matrix, right? Who was like, I want to go to sleep. I want to eat this fucking steak and drink this wine, and I want to have sex with beautiful women. Like, I want the Matrix, right? That fucking guy. He's like, I want the Matrix. I want to be fast asleep. I don't want nobody disturbing me and waking me up. I like it. Well, that's person number 2. That's okay. Those people were important too. Those people were important too. They played a huge role. So I hope that message has served y'all in some way, right? Whether you guys are catching it now with me or you catch it later in divine time. I think you've got a lot to look forward to. I think the moral of the story is you choose against stagnation, which means you can only grow. And right now it looks like fucking pentacles everywhere. Fucking Empress, rain and fucking abundance. Like, I got everything I need and more, right? That fucking money. Get that. Get them beautiful blessings. As far as I'm concerned, every fucking pentacle in them cards is a goddamn blessing. You've got a lot of blessings coming. Because that's how you evolve. That's how you level up. That's how you align with better stories. That's how you align with a better experience, because your energy is there. Your energy is there, and you're not willing to sacrifice it, you know? You can't lose what you're really, truly not willing to sacrifice, because to be fair, that fucking energy down there, I'm not moving forward unless I'm determined. Take a good thing away from a Sag. See how it goes. Get in the way of Sag in something they are absolutely determined and driven for. They will burn a path through you, and you will be a flaming flesh bridge. And Sag will not care. Will not care. They'll pick you off and brush off, the dust and the burnt flecks after. They'll apologize and they'll mean it sincerely. They'll probably want to make it up to you, but they will turn you into a fucking flesh bridge. Fucking fire. Don't. In general, when it comes to fire signs, guys, just standing in their way is just not smartly. It's not smartly. Not when they have that look in their eye. They do get a look in their eye. They get this gleam, like they know the fire got turned on. They know. I'm telling you, they know. Get out of their way. And matter of fact, if you're not gonna help them, get out of their way. If you're gonna help them, oh honey. That's how you keep a fire sign for life. That's how you keep a fire sign for life. Oh, this is what you want to do. This is what you're passionate about. This is what you want to put all your energy towards. Let me fan your flames. Let me fan your flames. Fire signs will love you forever. Love you forever. Oh my God. But yeah, I love you guys. I love my fire signs. I do. Sag gang all the way. Until we next meet, guys, which will probably be tomorrow. enjoy your night. And thank you guys for popping in and hanging out with me in the chat. Lala, Risa, Booker. I appreciate you guys. I don't think there was anybody that I missed. I don't think there was anybody else I missed. If I did, I'm so sorry. And if you're not subscribed, you should. I have that little 2-minute limit on there to keep the riffraff out. Trolls cannot wait 60 seconds, let alone 2 minutes. So, and it works. We don't really get any. Bye, guys.